Okay, looks like we got a green light there. Do we have a green light over here? Not yet. There's a green light now. Oh, come on. Give us the counter. All right, we're live. Okay. Good evening, folks. Party people of YouTube, say ho ho. Let me see, move the camera out of the way there. Who will be the first to enter the dragon? Who goes there, Claire? Anybody?
Nobody yet. Oh, Roy Amber.
Hi, Roy. How are you? Venna,
Yeah.
Troll Slayer. How are you guys? Hilltown, Daniel, Fellow. That's kind of nice. That's nice. He's just kind of getting that out of the way.
Yeah.
All of it all at once. Smoking Reptile. What is up? We've got some cool stuff planned for you guys tonight. Oh, yeah. The list is not long, but it is impressive. Roy is still kicking. That's good news. Christa is live. Well, she's in the other room. It's awesome. Hey, USA Kiwi, Mud Pie Girl, Sheila Trimble. Hey, guys, I have intentionally left almost half the program tonight for questions. So if you think of a Q&A kind of moment, I will be asking for those later. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Rita, Svetlachini. I hope I didn't mess that up too bad. Valerie, good evening. Tonight we talk about technical stuff. All the stuff that goes into making YouTube videos or production, even outside the YouTube world. It could be, making wedding videos or cameras or audio recording, all that kind of stuff. See, I have a background in that. I used to own a recording studio and video production facility and blah, 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 blah. So I know a lot of that nonsense. And so I'm wanting to share. Kyle, thank you. We appreciate that greatly. Mine isn't playing. Okay. Daybird's already out. Gonna have to miss this one. If you have time, can you answer, in your opinion, the protocol, written or understood, about mentioning?
Mentioning other channels in your video.
Oh, okay. Well, mentioning other channels in your video. Now, the way I approach this whole thing, guys, is just the way your mom taught you. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. There are channels out there who kind of are divisive, and I think for no good reason. They will call out other channels, or even, they'll skate around it to the point where you know exactly who they're talking about.
Yeah, but they haven't said the name.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Uh, your video and sound aren't in sync. You need to go ahead and refresh your page, because that's an internet setting. Oh, well, it's an internet issue on your side because we're green here. But mentioning other channels, I don't feel anything weird about talking about other channels as long as you're being positive. And if you have a criticism of a channel, the way I was always taught in terms of leadership is you praise loudly publicly, but if you have an issue with somebody, you do it privately and gently. So I have no issue if you got something great to say about another channel, praise loudly and publicly. But if you have a problem with somebody, quietly and privately. And that's kind of the way I try to do our channel. Sometimes my big mouth gets out of control. It has its own mind.
I can't be responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
How dare you think that I should be responsible for my own words? So anyway, we've got some cool stuff planned, and I'm kind of stalling out to see if there's a couple of the friends of the channel that I know are going to want to watch this, because the first thing we're going to do tonight, guys, is you know how if you're watching a TV show, um, Kyle, yeah, absolutely, it is in the Bible that way. But have you ever noticed that sometimes if you're watching a TV show and they're like filming something, and then the car drives by and their license plate's there, and they blur it out, or if they're filming something and it's inside a house and they'll blur out family photos and such like that to protect privacy issues. Well, we're going to show you how to do that tonight, and it's not hard. Most software packages have a version of this. Um, because I cannot address every software package that's out there, I'm going to address the one that is mine, and then you'll have to look for those settings in your own. But basically, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys. Oh, do you have something to check with the? You need a so you can look. You need another device so you can read the questions.
I'll be right.
Because when I go, basically the software, the way it works. What's up, Dutch? Um, Brad Talby's, who was it? You said you use for your domain registration other than GoDaddy. I use GoDaddy most of the time, but Bluehost is great. They're great. Perfect. I need to blur my face out because yeah, no, I'm gonna blur my face out. But that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. And there's the hard way, there's the really, really hard way, and then there's the easy automated way. So and this has bit me several times, guys, because when you're filming, like, let's say you're filming a vlog, okay? And you're outside and you're talking and you're moving your camera around and you go right in front of your vehicle and you don't realize that you just showed the entire world, or would show the entire world, your license plate number. And there are creepers out there who will use that information and be bad. So Claire's going to get onto the old phone here. So because when I go to my monitor capture, I won't be able to see any of your comments. You have to mute it. Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, so first things first, does everybody understand what I'm talking about when I say they blur out like a t-shirt or a license plate or a family photo on the wall? Does everybody kind of following me so far with that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here we go. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and well, here we go. I'm going to go to monitor capture, ready for light speed, engage, pew. And here we go. We got to go full screen with Premiere. Now, what I've done here, guys, is so far nothing. I've got an empty project, and I made a sequence here, and I'm calling it a blur test. And here's an untitled movie and an actual piece of white background. That was from something else, and if we get time, I'm going to show you that. But for this evening, I'm going to import a piece of footage that I found, which is a Jeep driving. Where are you, Jeep? Don't get Jeep with me. Where is that Jeep? I can't see it. I thought I put it on the desktop. Of course, because it's live. Where the heck is the Jeep? Well, this untitled, I know what that is. Anybody see a Jeep? Jeep driving by?
Saw Lamborghini driving by.
Saw Lamborghini driving by. I know where I probably put it. Here, let's go to my other drive. Yes, my hard drives are getting full. Do you guys see that? This one's almost full. That one's almost full. And that's a 2 terabyte drive. I've got some serious storage issues on the way. Okay, so my digital juice, we're gonna go to my stock footage, HD footage. Here's our Jeep. So what we have is this footage like this. And we've got a Jeep, and we're going to assume for our sake it looks like a winch. That winch over there. We're going to go ahead and say this winch here, this little square thing that looks kind of like a mouth, looks like a winch guide. We don't want anybody to see that because in our use, we're going to call that a license plate. So just for time's sake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to cut this footage so that we only have to deal with some of it, and I'm going to get rid of the other because we don't need it all. So I'm going to move that, and it's gone. So what we've got right now is like a 6-second clip, something like that. And let's assume that you filmed this and you're like, oh no, my license plate's in there. I can't show this to the world. Well, there's one thing you can do in the past, and it was, here, I'm going to switch back out of this for just a second. Let's go back to this. In the past, whoa, that's weird. It's a little slow. In the past, you would do what's called rotoscoping, and you would literally take one frame and you would paint or color or draw or use art per frame. You would draw in what you wanted done, and you would do it for every frame. That's 30 frames a second if you're in video, 24 frames a second if you're talking about being in the film world. So let me go back to the monitor capture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Ooh, look at that, light speed. Pew. Oh, what happened there? Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and bring in an effect called a fast blur. And what that means is I'm going to actually take and draw what's called a mask onto a part of this image that I want to blur out. And so over here in the center where my effect is, you can see where it says fast blur. Instead of a circle, I could draw in a circle, or I could pen in. If I wanted to just blur her face out, I could pen that in and draw it in, or I could draw in part of the Jeep. But for our purposes, this is generally a square, rectangle rather. So I'm going to take my blur tool and see what it did. It gave me a square. Now what I'm going to do is I want this square to lock to these corners, 1, 2, 3, 4 corners of our fictional license plate tag. So I'm going to line this corner up with there. I'm going to drag this corner to that corner, right? I'm going to drag this corner down here to that corner, and this corner to this corner. Now, I am defining what I am telling the computer is that I'm going to want blurry. And it's looking at all those colors, and it's looking at the difference between colors of the object and the background. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it, okay, I want that area blurry, and I want it to be, what if it was 15% blurry? Well, that's kind of blurry. That's not blurry enough. People would be able to read that, wouldn't they? Let's try out 20. Not blurry enough. Let's go with 40% blurry. At that point, see, nobody's going to be able to read that. But now you're saying, Brad, that's just one frame. How the heck am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to go in and do this every frame, frame by frame? And the answer is no, because what it's going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click the track select mask backwards, and the computer is going to track that motion for me. So when I click this button, watch what happens over in this area here. It's going to start finding the edges of that thing, and it's going to track it backwards. So here we go. I press it. Now look, see, it's adding those frames in, Claire. 1, 2, 3, and it's tracking them, see? So that now something that would have taken me hours to do, and I do mean hours,
Took you seconds.
it's almost done. Okay, but see, I only did half of it because I wanted to have the blur in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have it go forward the rest of the way for the rest of the clip. You see? And it's adding those frames in one at a time. I don't have to draw them in. I don't have to do anything except say thank you. So we're going to let that finish up because it's only going to take probably another 20 seconds, and then I'll play for you the finished product. What?
I'm just getting started with YouTube. What are the best programs to start using to record and edit videos?
Here, write that down, because that's a good question, but I don't want to get off just yet. Okay, so that is done. Now watch this, guys. We're going to go ahead and just move that out of the way. I'm going to drag this clip back, but now look at what it did. That is blurry, and you didn't have to do anything now, did you? Isn't that brilliant? Just like that. And now your privacy is protected. Pretty cool indeed, huh? So I'm gonna go ahead and move that, and we'll get off of the hyperspace. Now, how cool is that, guys? Okay, I still watch though, casting it to other devices. Okay. So that is basically how you do the quick blur, and you can protect your privacy that way. Maybe there's family photos or your name. Um, Basically, I had the first time I really had to use this was when my son David had come back from Army basic training, and I realized I had shot some footage, and he had his name on his lapel. I was like, oh no, I messed that up so good because the footage, I can't redo it. And so I had to do the fast blur on that. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on the blur thing before we move on to other questions? Because I see you guys are asking stuff. I just okay. Well, let's go ahead and answer that question. That Chris Ramsey. Chris Ramsey is saying, I'm just getting started with YouTube. What are the best programs to start using to record and edit videos? Well, Chris, I am a huge advocate of just get started. Don't worry about trying to spend a bunch of money, or you need to spend a bunch of money. There's a lot of programs out there that are free software that you can use, or cheap software. But to answer your question in a nutshell, there is no one perfect answer. There are people that I know who are professionals in the video industry who use Sony Vegas, and it's made by obviously the company Sony. But there's other professionals that say you can only use Avid, or you can only use Premiere, or you can only use this and that. And the bottom line is 90% of the stuff that it's all shared by all these different programs. They all know how to start, and they know how to stop, and they know how to cut, and they know how to do all this stuff. And but it's only the very small sliver that has, oh, well, I have this exclusively, or I have that exclusively. So the bottom line is just whatever it is that you get used to that you like. I mean, if you need more bells and whistles, then you might have to jump up to something that's going to cost you some money. But generally, for YouTube stuff, you don't need much at all. I mean, much at all. All right, I'm gonna move this so we can see a little bit better. So, other questions. What do we got, guys?
Everybody's just talking about how Bandana Grandma and Brad Talby both saw his lapel before you blurred it, and they're asking if we're gonna have to kill them now.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I realized it. But and that's funny thing too, guys. Keep in mind that when you're on YouTube, you are going to be sharing your part of your life with everybody,
Mhm.
and um, you do have to put up boundaries to whatever degree you're comfortable with. But the reality is, you are opening the door to some people that you may like and some people you may not like. So that's why Palmetto Paratrooper saying, that's why I chose Hit
Hit
Film
film.
Express. It's only $10 for the basic stuff, and you can add the bells and whistles at, yeah, that's exactly my point. And once again, guys, most of these softwares do the same things. It's all about um, what you're comfortable using. What kind of camera would you recommend? Are there any cheaper ones? I know that you linked to that one that was like $700 to $1,500. Yes and no. Once again, guys, in my opinion, when you're making a YouTube video, content is king. Content is king. And I use Pastor Joe Fox. Um, oh, cool, empty hammock. That's great. But I use Pastor Joe Fox as an example of a channel that content is king. He doesn't have any bells and whistles. He doesn't have anything. He just literally flips his phone out there and records, and he's done and uploads it. And the reason why people keep coming back is not because he's got spaceships and lasers and explosions and great titling. It's because of the content. So when you talk about cameras, it's really kind of what you want to do. It depends on, excuse me, my throat's a little scratchy. You can use an iPhone. I've used iPhones for several videos. You can use a GoPro. You can get a used GoPro for a couple $100. You can use a flip phone. It really doesn't matter. But if you're saying, hey, I want to have something that's a little bit, cut above, then look for something that has HD, like 1080p or something like that, or maybe even 1920. And if you don't know what that means, that's your aspect ratio with the pixels, like how fine of a resolution does the picture have. And generally, the more pixels, the more resolution, the clearer, all that kind of stuff. So when you say what kind of camera would you use, I'd say whatever you can get your hands on that you're happy with. Claire does her videos. What do you do your videos on?
I use an iPhone, as it's an iPhone SE, I think, and the quality is pretty nice. It's not fantastic, and the audio is pretty nice. And you just gotta get good content and figure out something that is easily accessible. Don't go crazy because you may break it eventually.
Well, and you don't need to spend a lot of money,
No.
guys. And I've said this to you guys many, many times. The reason why I have a lot of toys, production toys, is because I used to live in that world and I had those things because it was part of my business. I mean, if I were to have nothing um, today, and I had to go make videos, I would use my phone. I would use my phone, and you guys know this microphone because I bring it up almost every time. This little microphone is a professional microphone by a company named Rode, Rode, and you can plug it right into your iPhone, and it sounds great. And so if I had to start from scratch today, I'd be using my iPhone and that little mic. So, okay, I just have my iPhone 6 and iPad Air right now, and I was wondering, yeah, absolutely. And Chris, if you're interested in the microphone that I have, there's a link down below. But be careful, you guys, because there's one for iPhones and then there's one for Androids. So you got to make sure that what you're looking at is going to be something that will work for your particular setup. Okay, other questions. What do we got going on, kids? Let me see if I can scroll up here. All right. Lapel one. Okay. All right. Well, then, if there's no other questions right now, I want to go back and readdress basic camera shots, because we did that, but we did it, oh man, 4 months ago, easy. And I know there's new people that come on, and there's old people that go off. But Daniel's asking a question. Did you teach your dad how to go live from the phone?
Kind of, not really. I showed him.
She came in and was like, "Oh, cool! Look at this new feature," and I went, "Cool."
That was the extent of my teaching.
I'm pretty good at troubleshooting and
Yeah.
figuring things out. But basic camera shots, guys. Now, one of the things that a lot of folks have um, a misunderstanding on is the basics of a camera. Okay. I cannot tell you how many times I will see YouTube video where the sun is behind the person. So you got the sun back here and the person's here and you're watching this and all you see is a black face, shadows, and there's a reason for that because the light source is behind you. It's called being backlit. Now, unless you're trying to do one of those, what do they call them? Witness protection videos where they blot out the person's face and they garble the words. Unless you're trying to do one of those, that's not the best choice for filming someone's face. You want to make sure that you're aware of where your light source is and that it's facing their face. That's just a basic thing. And Brad Talby is actually making an excellent point too. If you have a smartphone, that's the way you film video. Show them how to do pictures. Pictures, pictures, video. Pictures, video. And the reason why, guys, is because if you put it vertically, when it goes to make the video, it's going to have black bars on the sides, and you're losing out on a lot of resolution.
Mm-hmm.
But if you turn it sideways for your video, yay, the screen is full and everyone's happy. So when it comes to lighting, make sure that you're lighting the front of the person. And that goes for being inside too. Uh, Once again, people forget, oh, I'm inside, but there's a window or two windows. The sun is a pretty powerful light.
I'd say so.
Should go without saying. But if you're going to do that, hey, Homestead Mama, oh my goodness, this is way over my head. I just got an iPhone that actually takes video. Yes, I need witness protection video. Yeah. Just keep in mind where the lighting's coming from, guys. Farm alarm, where you can turn your TV on its side. Yeah, well, that works too. Except when the phone records it, it's still not going to record it at the full resolution. Aha, aha, aha.
He's right.
He's right, and he's right.
They can't both
They
be
can't
right.
both be right. So, but anyway, just keep in mind where your light source is, because otherwise it's really hard to see your subject. And vertically, pictures. Horizontally, video. Good. Okay? Now, who can tell me the 2/3 rule for filming video? You can. Anyone? 2/3 rule? This is going to be probably one of the classiest pieces of artwork you've ever seen done in your life.
You ought to sign it. It'll be worth something.
Maybe we could use it as a giveaway. That's pretty good.
I think we should.
Fiddler on the Roof. Absolutely. He's right, and she's right. He's right. They can't both be right. That's one of my favorite movies.
It's awesome.
Okay, 2/3 rule, guys. When you're watching any kind of video, the human brain tracks eyes a lot quicker than any other kind of body motion, and we're trained to look for faces. We're trained to pick out eyes and stuff like that. And so if you look at the screen right now, you'll see that if you look at it and you divide the image into thirds, like 1/3 here, 1/3 there, my eyeballs, bam, are on the 2/3 rule. It's on the 2/3 line. Something like this. I know it's hardcore classy, but if you have 1/3 there, 1/3, 1/3, the eyes are on that 2/3 line. Now, there are exceptions to this rule, but this is 90% of what you do. And if you watch on movies, if you watch on TV, that's why they do it, because it's something that's hardwired into your brain. Even something just as simple as following the 2/3 rule will make your videos better.
They do that in stores too. They put all of the food at eye level, so it's the first thing that you see.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad has mad drawing skills. Oh. No, that's why I play guitar. Yeah. Cool, Brad. Now I just have to get a smarter phone, or better yet, a laptop. Well, you know what? You can get stuff like that pretty darn cheap on Craigslist, guys. Is that a drawing of a millennial? No, millennials look like this. Well, I can't do it.
You need to be holding their Starbucks.
No, here, I'll make a millennial for you real quick. No, I don't have scissors. Doggone it. I was going to make a snowflake, but whatever. I can't. I don't have my scissors, so no snowflakes tonight. Same scenery. Yeah. Oh, where's my notes? Did I just throw away my notes? Doggone it. The most expensive food, that is. All right. So 2/3 rule is important. It helps people to connect with your video easier. And it's one of those things that, snowflake, nice, Benna. It's one of those things that's subconscious. You just do it. Now, there are artistic reasons why you might not want to do that, but I generally stick to it. It helps people watch the video a lot easier. Now, let's talk about jump cuts. Who knows what a jump cut is? Who knows what a jump cut is? Do you know what a jump cut is?
Yeah.
You really do?
Kind of.
Do you think?
I think I know what it is.
Well, then we'll find out in just a second. Jump cut, we'll give them a second to answer, and then we'll move on to other basics. Anybody know what jump cut is? What no jump cut? Type. You
Type
people.
away.
You crazy people. All right, we're not seeing any jump cut answers. Not buffering video between shots. No. Let's see. No transition. Kind of. Getting warmer. Hey guys, love your channel. Thanks, Jay Thornton. All right, Claire, let's hear what your definition of a jump cut is.
In my mind, a jump cut is where you have a scene or a part of your video, and then you quickly transition without doing a, what's it called? One of those dissolve thingies.
That's called transition.
Oh, never mind. No, I don't know.
Then is correct. An abrupt transition from one scene to another. Now, more specifically, it's when something is completely disjointed. Like if we just took a still right now of us, and then the camera stopped like that, and then I just jumped back just a little bit, and then the camera kept going, so it was like here, then here, that would be considered a jump cut because it's abrupt and it doesn't really make sense and it doesn't really tell a story between what you're doing.
That's what I meant. And that's what bandana grandma meant too.
Okay. Well, then you both win.
Woo!
You win. Jump cuts are generally bad juju when you're telling a story. However, there's a lot of YouTubers now that's all they do. And it's the craziest thing. They'll put their camera on lockdown and they'll just talk. And then when they run out of something to say or they forgot what they were going to say, they hit stop and then they hit go again and they just keep going. Like, who's that guy? I don't even know. He's in front of the camera all the time. There's a lot of those guys. But they just, all it is just jump. And it's kind of becoming a thing. I don't think I like it.
I don't either. It depends on how much they use it. There are certain videos I have seen that it's every other word, and
it's too much. And they're using it as a crutch because they can't remember an entire sentence.
Yeah. But then there are some channels that use it, and it's only a few times in the video, which it's kind of nice. If they were rambling, then they
breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's called a jump cut, and be wary. Don't fear the jump cut, but just use it sparingly, I think. I remember the channel. It's the Philip DeFranco channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's whatever you want to call him.
He's interesting.
He's popular.
Special.
Oh, the kids love him.
Not me.
I don't know. I actually don't know. He's got a big audience. So, backlit lighting, that's huge. 2/3 rule, that's huge. Jump cuts, if you're going to use them, make a reason for it. Have it for a reason. Like if I'm doing a rant video, which happens, but it doesn't happen a lot. If like all of a sudden I see something happening politically in the world and I get really ticked off and I jump on and I start making jump cuts. And it's to do that for the purpose of I just want to go blah and then be done.
Mm-hmm.
So other things, basics that every YouTuber should have. Let's talk about basics that every YouTuber should have. First of all, if you've got a camera, great. Your next purchase, you guys should know this. If you have a camera, what should your next purchase be? Bar everything else. What is it, guys? You should know. Come on. Help me believe that I've been a good teacher.
I believe in you. There
Tripod,
you go.
bandana, grandma's winning. Yes, don't know. Okay. My friends, I am here. Hello, Dolphin Man.
Dolphin man.
Dolphin Man. I feel like I want to make that into like a jingle.
We should.
Dolphin Man.
Some people are saying microphone.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Tripod is winning. It's not flash drives. Oh yeah, it depends on how much video you're gonna shoot. A drone. That is really, really cool. And that's something I want to show you guys actually. Not a drone, but something later. My opinion is a tripod is worth its weight in gold. If you're going to do a lot of filming, you absolutely have to get a tripod. Shaky camera footage. Nobody likes shaky camera footage. Boo! So technically, the thing that I hung on my monitor is a tripod. Technically. Homestead Mama, what's the name of the program you are using to blur stuff out? It's called Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, but I have to tell you, Homestead Mama, it's a professional piece of software. It's not something that, the average person's just going to go and get. But what I was trying to do by showing you, because it's the software I use, is that a lot of other softwares have it built in. It's just that I use that piece of software because I've had it for years. And yeah, but it's Adobe Premiere Pro. Hey, BC Truck, what's up, brother? Train your arm to be steady, Debbie says. And you can, but it's difficult after you've been holding your hands out for a while. This is a true story. Okay, this is a true story. I was filming, and if there's any questions or stuff, write them down. I was filming for a company called Get Motivated Seminars, and I would put uh, um, interviews together in like NBA locker rooms and NFL locker rooms. This company would come into town, and then they would put on a big, rally where they'd have Rudy Giuliani, Colin Powell, Zig Ziglar, Peyton Manning, and they'd have all these big speakers come out and they would talk, and then they would sell them a product of investing kind of stuff. Well, during the day, all of these people would come down to my lab, and we would interview them. We would put together interviews, and then we would actually take that footage and I would edit it up, and they would call it Motivational Masters, and then we'd sell it. And so that's how that worked. But one of the days, oh my gosh, uh, Tony Romo, I guess he's a football player. I think he's a uh, Texas person.
Never heard of
I'm not a football guy, but Tony Romo there's this guy that was on the crew who was just a Tony Romo fan, huge. He's like, Brad, how can you get me into the room when Tony's doing his interview? I'm like, dude, I can't. It's like, if you're not on the crew, you can't be in there. He's like, I'll do whatever. How about I hold the boom thing? The boom pole? I was like, dude, you don't want to do that. They're going to be in there for 25, 30 minutes. You can't do that. If you haven't been doing this before, you won't have the strength. He goes, you got to be kidding me. This guy's a cop. He goes, and he's like, oh, show me. I was like, you don't know what you're asking for, bro. You do not know what you're asking for. And I kid you not. But he begged me, and I let him. I was like, you cannot let that microphone get into the shot. If you do, this whole thing's shot. And 5 minutes in, he's sweating, just profusely, shaking and sweating, because you have no idea, guys. When you stick your arms out like this and there's like 20 pounds on there, that gets heavy real fast.
Yeah.
And he's like, like, and he had to do that for 15, 20 minutes.
Oh boy.
To get Tony Romo to be in the room with Tony Romo. But I forget, what was the actual reason for the question. Why did I even bring that story up?
Because somebody said, train your arms to be stronger.
Yes, there is training your arms to be stronger, but there are some situations where you need a tripod, or you need a thing, you need something, because holy smokes, trust me when I say that's pain. Holding the old cameras got real tiring back when I had to try hold a shot. Yeah. And you know, even the light ones, if you're just like hanging out here and you got to do it for a long period of time, do not kid yourself, guys. It's a different kind of muscle. It's not like doing push-ups. It uses weird muscles and you're like, oh, this just hurts. So, was there another question, I thought?
No.
No. Okay, even better than tripod, introducing the quad pod. Brad was a Boy Scout. I was. Yep. I bought my adjustable tripod for $10 in the box at Goodwill. Amen. Okay. So having a tripod, guys. Yeah, I bet it was a good workout though. I felt bad for him because I'm like, you don't know what you're asking, brother.
He brought it upon himself, though.
I tried to talk him out of it, but he had to have his Tony Romo fix. So after a tripod, so now you've got your camera, you've got your tripod. What is the next thing that I would recommend that you get for better video? What would you know?
Lighting.
Lighting? You would say lighting.
Yeah.
As I pensively stroke my beard. Lighting or a mic. Yeah. What do you guys guess? I can feel them typing. Two Family Homestead says Mike. Tawana says Mike. The Cajun Homesteader says Mike. And you all are correct. The microphones that generally come on cameras, even good cameras, are generally nowhere near the quality of an external microphone. I've shown you guys my cameras before. Here's a Canon XA10, and it's got professional microphone inputs. And then the same camera, but it's named something different, but I have a professional Rode microphone on there. This is not built into the camera. It's something I had to buy. What just fell? I don't know. But this is a Rode mic, which is professional shotgun mic. And so it makes it sound so much better. And I got to tell you what, guys, even the cameras on your phone, this little guy right here sounds 10 times better than oh, Debbie, don't you fight with me, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why a microphone is so very much more important. Lighting is next, but a microphone definitely comes third. Because here's the thing, guys. How many videos have you watched where you couldn't really understand the person, or it just was not good, and you really wanted to watch the video because you wanted to see the content? The reality is audio is just as important to video as video. People, there's been study after study after study after study that people will sit through crappy video way longer than they will sit through crappy audio. And that's just it. It's just that's how humans work. They can kind of see what you're doing. They can kind of see what you're doing, and they're more than happy to sit through bad video as long as they can understand you. If they can hear it, bye-bye. Oh, funny. If I can't hear it, it's bye-bye, says Farm Alarm. And it's not just my opinion. I'm talking about, like, they've done study after study after study of this. Now, well, I hope I haven't ticked off poor Debbie, because lighting is next. Let's see. Agreed. I turn off the videos when I can't hear them well. It's too annoying and a waste of time. Yeah. Yeah. It says here, yes, I made. Oh, spread. Oh, they're talking about something else. So, but to vindicate you, Debbie, lighting is next. And as you can see, tonight, our lighting is what you call subpar. As a matter of fact, I would call it downright stinky. But some people choose to ADR during editing using the mic on their computer, which works for some shots. Debbie, yes, However, we're talking about folks who are trying to get started in the basics. And ADR means additional dialogue recording, for those who might not know it. And yeah, you can dub it in later, you can do voiceovers later, but we're talking about folks who just want to make a video on how to communicate, how to milk a cow. You know, what we're trying to do is get them up and running, not trying to make a movie, if that makes sense. There are tons of alternatives, guys. Matter of fact, I've worked on feature-length films where entire scenes didn't use one scrap of audio that they actually filmed in the field. They have the actors come back in. Yeah, gotcha. No, but you're right. You're right, Debbie. It's just we're just dealing with folks that we're trying to get them up and running. That's you're talking level 3.0. We're on level 1.0. But I've worked on film shoots where not one word that was recorded, boom pull, the whole thing, that they all came back in. Oh no, we're cool. You're not coming off combative. I'm just having fun. Don't sweat it. Do not sweat it, Debbie. We're all good. But once again, they will come back in, guys. Uh, you've probably seen it in the extended features of the DVDs, and they show you how they're making the films. And you got on the live set, you got the guy, and there's probably another guy, and they've got their audio bags, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're recording all that. Well, the issue is sometimes that audio doesn't work. Did somebody say combatives? Ha, dun dun. um, now you got me thrown off. But then the actors will have to come in after and do ADR, which is called additional dialogue recording. And what they'll do is they'll literally watch the video of themselves and they'll have to re-record it, blah, 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 exactly how they did it.
I'd be awful at that.
They have to do it. So they sit and do it again and again and again. All right. Music videos do it all the time. That's correct. Farm alarm. I was watching a video on a drone problem yesterday. Couldn't hear the guy, and plenty of comments complaining that they could not hear. That's how you get a thumbs down on your video, and that's true. And that's what I do for live streams, distract the hosts. Oh, you're a turkey. I got to show you guys something. I have not shown anybody anything yet. Here's the thing. When you're let's say financially challenged, like my family is lately. We've had money and we've not had money, ups and downs, you know the whole thing. Well, tax season is usually like our savings account, because you pay in all year, and then all of a sudden you get a chunk of money back, right? It's miraculous. Well, this year didn't work out that way. However, like I said before, I have had recording studios and I have a lot of gear. I'll show you some gear. Like here's a neat synthesizer, there's a neat drum machine, it's analog, cameras and synthesizers and all kinds of goodies. That's all from a former life. And I gotta move that over there. That's all from a former life. So, but what I did is I went and sold one of my more expensive synthesizers. Ooh. And what did Brad do? What would Brad do? Here you go. WWBD. What would Brad do if he had a chunk of money that was a synthesizer and now could be used for video production? What would Brad do? What do you guys, any ideas? Sorry, Flatland. Ooh, I'm trying to get Claire back in the thing. If you had a chunk of money and you didn't have any, well, I mean, it was a synthesizer and now it was something I could use for production. What would you get? Wow, thank you, Farm Alarm. I'm going to show you. I got a toy. Ah ha ha. I got a toy and I'm trying to put it together. And, where does it go? Here we go. And, almost there. Almost there.
The suspense is killing you, I'm sure it is.
I'm trying. Here it is. On your mark. It said, listen to it. Oh, I didn't lock it. I got a GoPro. And this is the coolest thing. And farm alarm, thank you very much, sir. Greatly appreciate it. This is an automatic gyro.
It's the coolest thing ever.
No matter how you turn it, it stays level. And your shots are smooth. Smooth as silk. How cool. So you go. So I am super excited. Look, there's Claire in the screen. Hi, Claire in the screen. How cool is that? Thank you, sir. But this thing is automatic. It's a battery-powered gyro. And so you put your GoPro in there. And that's the thing, guys. You know what I was saying about you don't have to spend a ton of money? You can get a used GoPro for like 150 bucks. You don't have to spend a ton of money on any of this stuff. I gotta shut it off. I don't even know what to do. Photo club rule. Light behind the camera. Correct, Sam. That is correct. Dude, handheld gimbal. Awesome. Yes, it is really amazing.
It is.
The video that we did yesterday, where I was doing a walk around of the our property. That was this. Isn't that cool, man? Watch. It's off right now. See, watch this. It's off. I'm gonna turn it on right now. It's charging up, and it's gonna go. Watch.
So
it's like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm ready to film. I'm twisting it, turning it, and it's almost. Oh,
thank you, Debbie.
Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. And lighting is important. I was going to get to lighting. I'm going to get to lighting. I'm going to put this down. Okay, so sorry. I get distracted.
He's verklempt.
See, and that's what happens when it's done. It's like, I'm done. But the video we put out yesterday, guys, was just, I literally had that thing in my hand and we were walking around. And that's why I was saying, hey, how's the audio? Because this case, the GoPro goes in this little case, and it's really cool, but it muffles your audio so bad. It muffles the audio so bad. This is too fun. Please do more of these live streams more often. We do it about, how much was that? Farm alarm? Well, I must confess, that was not the only toy I got, because it came as a package deal.
Debbie, we do the Tech Talk every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Sundays we have more homesteading related live streams at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full.
Oh my gosh.
It came as a package deal.
It's like a kid in a candy store, I swear.
I gotta tell you what. It is the coolest thing ever. And I gotta tell you, be looking for a lot. Yes, it is a drone. And it's the new GoPro drone. Trust me, I traded off something that was special to me. My synthesizer.
It was.
But I have had so much fun with this. Good for business. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys are probably going to see a lot of aerial footage of our 1 acre, which is hilarious.
Our whole 1 acre.
Yeah, we need all kinds of aerial footage of our 1 acre.
It'll give us a reason to go and explore new places.
Hey, Palmetto, dude, think of the stuff we could do with this. Oh. And for those of you who might be, of the Armageddon, end of the world kind of thing moment, I'll be able to see the troops coming from a long way away. Oh yeah. But we need to get back to oh shoot. Debbie, we want to talk about lighting. Lighting is hugely important. The thing is this, I'll go skydiving and you can try to meet me halfway. Lighting is extremely important, guys. As you can see right now, our lighting is garbage. I've got a backlit, I've got 3 different color temperatures, I got fluorescent bulbs over here, and it's making, if I move forward, it makes you look blue. If you move back, it makes you look yellow. You guys can get cheap lighting kits that will give you 1, 2 lights boom stands and all that kind of stuff from, they call it Cowboy Studio. And I got like 3 lights, and I mean, and they're not RE lights. They're not Lowell. They're not the professional stuff. Um, I hope every time you thank you, Debbie. Well, I'll show you one of my lights right now. It's up there. And we have actually done shows on just plain lighting, color temperatures, all that kind of stuff. How to create moods with the way that the shadows will lay on your face, and we'll do that again. But it sounds to me like I need to have you on as a guest host. We could figure that out. We have the
We'll hang out.
technology. We have the technology. So, hey, Bizza Jizza, what's up? I'm the lighting advocate, and you know what? You keep me honest.
Keep me in
If
check.
I'm not saying enough about lighting, you keep me honest. And you know where that honestly has probably come from. I don't talk about lighting as much as I should. Is my style of filming is what they call run and gun. I have a camera, I know what I want to shoot, and I just go get it. And everything is like bam, 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 just quickly get it. Okay, is the light good? Yeah, we can see everything. All right, good. So,
and the nice thing about being the daughter of a filmmaker is I can use his lighting.
Yes, you can.
If I ask.
Well, yeah. And put it back after you've asked.
Yep.
Lighting is the new makeup. That is true.
It is.
Well, and you know what, guys? Not to be, I don't want to sound flippant. Lighting is really, really important. Um, and it can make the world of a difference. And I've shown you guys, and I've shown you those images, and maybe it's time to bring them back out. But just the way that you'll shadow a face can actually make the face look happy or angry. And it's just a face, but the way that you put the shadows on it conveys emotion. And that's really, really important to keep in mind. Perks of having access to lighting. There you go. Bizza Rizza Jizza. Had dinner with my daughter, her sweet 16. Congratulations, Bizza Rizza Jizza. All righty. Well, kids, we are coming to the end of our hour tonight, and we've had a lot of fun. Well, I kind of feel like I'm going to have to get on Debbie a little bit and just pick at her just to get her all riled up so she can.
It's true.
Lighting is expensive. I'll milk that for as long as I can. Yes, especially if it's like RE lighting. BC Truck. I'm often told I have my face lit up too bright. I'll just leave that alone, bro. My lighting for special sit down, pole lamp with a daylight bulb leaning towards me, braced on my chair. Yeah, and you know what you can never have enough of? Grab one of those, the CLA MBS. They can't spell. They're hard. Oh, she broke it. Just kidding.
No, I didn't break it.
You can never have enough of these. These clamps. If you're gonna put something together, jerry rig it. These things rock. Go to Home Depot and spend your $2 and get a bunch of them. I'm interested in that Rode mic for cell phone. Can you list the model? It is in the description below, Farm Alarm. But it's the Rode Video Mic ME. Video Mic ME. But be careful because they make one for an iPhone and they make one for Android. I have the one that's for iPhone. Many uses for them. Yeah. Alrighty, kids. It is that time of the evening. Thank you guys for coming by. This has been a lot of fun. And I'm planning on doing more of this kind of stuff. If you guys like learning this stuff, I like sharing it, and I hopefully it'll help make better videos for you guys. And so anyway, especially thank you to Farm Alarm and Debbie who have helped with the funding of this program. And doggone it, thanks. So all right, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you back next Thursday. And bring your tech questions, or if you have some now, type them in now, and I'll try to get to them next week. Palmetto, sorry I wasn't more disruptive. I'll try harder next time. I have no doubt, brother, that you have skills. You have mad skills. Bye, guys.
Bye.